Hey guys, you already know what this video is. Today we're going to be swapping my screen time for some reading. So let's get into it. I am just back from Africa and I've got a few days off work. And so I thought, why not use this as a great opportunity to test out some screen time swapping and see where we get to. This is actually a great week to be doing this. Usually my screen time actually sits in around like 6 hours a day. But as of last week, because I was at a conference, it's sitting at around 3 to 4 hours. And so I know for sure it's going to be 3 hours and 15 today, 3 hours and 24 tomorrow, and 4 hours and 25 on Wednesday. It is currently already 1:10 on Monday, so you're rapidly running out of time to get 3 hours and 15 minutes in today, but it should be very doable because I have no plans for the rest of today. So I am starting with a new book, which is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I've had this and Crooked Kingdom on my bookshelf for ages. It's been sitting on my physical TBR, so let's start it and see where we get to. I've got my phone set to 3 hours and 15 minutes on the timer, so let's go. So I am 40 minutes and 37 pages in. I've just finished chapter 2 and I am falling asleep. I've taken naps Saturday and Sunday because I've just been so zapped from being away and travel, and I can just feel myself drifting to sleep. So I'm going to pause for now. So basically I fell asleep. I listened to my audiobook for about 15 minutes while I was trying to decide what to do, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm too tired. So I had a 2-hour nap. I listened to like 15 minutes of my audiobook while I was figuring that out. I think I already said that. I'm still a bit delusional. It's about 5:45 and after my 2-hour nap and my snack intermission, I have been listening to The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I saw another booktuber reading or to read this book. It was on the library. So yeah, I listened to about 30 minutes of that, and yeah, so our screen time update is just under 2 hours. So yeah, I've got Six of Crows, I've got my update, I've got some nice music to play in the background. Let's keep reading, see what happens. So I'm 63 pages into Six of Crows. My initial reaction so far is a lot of world building. I don't really get it yet. I think that's understandable. I haven't read Shadow and Bone, but I've heard that you don't have to. But I don't know if maybe I'm missing context that I would ideally have if I had read it. From what I've gathered so far, like, it is just an entirely new world, and so I am quite slow to understand world building, but I really enjoy fantasy, and so yeah, I'm happy to kind of just keep reading and figuring it out as it goes. So initial reactions so far, Six of Crows, I like it. It has felt like a kind of slow 64 pages, but good. And then with The Bodyguard, yeah, I like it. It's fine. I don't think The Bodyguard will be my favourite read of the year. Potentially not Six of Crows either. But yeah, I'm happy so far. So it's now about 10 to 7. I've just finished part 1 and I'm at about page 108. And I have got 43 minutes and 44 seconds left for today. I think I'm starting to get to grips with the world building and the fantasy element that we are creating in Six of Crows. Day 1 is done. The alarm has just gone off and we are currently at 44% through The Bodyguard. So we're 44% through the audiobook and we're about 107, 108 pages through Six of Crows. So let's pick this up tomorrow and see where we get to.
Okay, so it's 4:08 p.m. on Tuesday and my mic wasn't turned on until now. So all of my recordings from today, useless. That was a rookie error. I've been shooting on my vlogging cam that doesn't have an external mic while I was away, and so I just wasn't thinking. I plugged the mic in, so it overrode the in-camera mic, but didn't record a thing. So I have a lot of footage that is not useless. But the crux of it is, today my timings were 3 hours and 24 minutes. So I started that after lunch and I started reading Six of Crows. I read like 25 pages and then was like, I don't like this enough to keep going. I will finish Six of Crows, I like it, but the book that I can't get out of my mind is Daisy Hates. And I explained all of this in my earlier video that is not useless. That I read Magnolia Parks while I was away and I loved it. 5-star read. Jessie Hastings writing hits me right there. So essentially I decided that I would just stop reading Six of Crows and instead on my Kindle get Daisy Hates. So I did that and I have been reading that and I'm now about 12% through that. And I can't believe that everything I've recorded today is useless. And if this is also useless, I'm gonna scream. So basically the crux of it is I read for like an hour and now I'm taking a break so that I can go and do some groceries and then I will continue reading, but I am now bummed. So that's part and parcel of it. These things happen. That's a lesson hopefully learned for me. So let's go and get my groceries, come back, hopefully do this again where everything works as it's meant to. And if it doesn't, maybe you'll never actually see this video. So it is 6:17. I am back from all my errands and I have got 1 hour and 26 minutes left on the clock for today. So let's get back to Daisy Hates and yeah, keep it going and see where we get to. So the only issue with reading Daisy Hates on my Kindle was that the footnotes were quite hard to read. Like they weren't in the page, they were all at the end of the chapter. I don't know what it's like in the physical copy. So essentially what I did was I got the Kindle app on my phone up on the footnotes, and then as I was reading on my Kindle I could just like look to my phone for the footnotes. It was a little bit annoying, but this was the best way that I kind of worked around that. It is now 7:20 and I have 33 minutes left. I am 25% of the way through Magnolia Parks, but I am going to switch over back to my audiobook The Bodyguard and kind of potter around the house for the last like 30 minutes. I need to do just like a bit of general tidying up, and so yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone with the last 30 minutes. It's 8:04 and we've just finished that last 30-minute stint. I am about 88% of the way through The Bodyguard so far. Fine, I think it'll probably end up like a 3 stars. So yeah, tomorrow is a much bigger challenge. So yesterday was 3 hours 15, today was 3 hours 25, and I think tomorrow is like 4 hours and 25. Tomorrow's gonna be a busier day, so I might time if I keep reading or listening tonight, and depending on how the day goes tomorrow, might add that on from tonight, but we'll hopefully get the full like 4.5 hours tomorrow. But yeah, so we'll check in and see how we go. Day 3, it is Wednesday. We have 4 hours and 25 minutes on today. It is already 3 p.m. This morning my parents came over because they were dropping my brother at the airport, so we hung out with the dog for a while this morning, and then this afternoon I have been finishing editing just like a 5-minute vlog from Africa. So it's safe to say time is running out for today. I didn't follow on from yesterday. I said that maybe I would just like keep listening, keep counting. I did keep listening and I finished The Bodyguard, but I didn't keep counting the time. So we started 4 hours and 25 minutes this morning, and I did listen to like 22.5 minutes this morning. So we're currently on 4 hours, 2 minutes and 27 seconds, which feels like a lot considering it's already 3 p.m. But I am going to, I think, start with an audiobook, which is One Italian Summer, the Rebecca Searle one. And so I'm going to listen to that while my video exports and I upload it. And then, yeah, I'll come back and start some physical reading. So it's 6:30 p.m. and I still have like 3 hours of reading today. So I'm gonna sit now. It's not gonna happen. But mainly because I did a lot of like video editing and work today that I hadn't planned on doing. So because that is some of what I was gonna do tomorrow, I am gonna transfer some of my reading to tomorrow and kind of just work a half day tomorrow. That's fine. That's okay. Basically, this is just for fun. Ultimately, I always want to talk about reading in a way that is accessible to people who have jobs and have responsibilities, and show that it's not just for people who have all of the time in the world, but that choose to read because they enjoy it and they like the community. And so hopefully you feel that from this video, and especially from this imperfection. So I hopefully will read a bit more today. I probably won't document it because life. And so we will check in tomorrow and see where we get to, how long we have left, and what's the plan. So I'll see you then. Wow, the sun is really just coming and going here. Good morning guys, it's Thursday and I'm officially sick. I've been fighting like a cold or something for the last like week, but yesterday and today it has well and truly taken over, and so I'm glad I did some extra work yesterday so that today I can chill a wee bit more and read a wee bit more. Yesterday I had 3 hours left, so I listened and read more last night in bed, and then this morning I went outside with James and we read a little bit in the garden while he started work. I'm gonna just keep reading here in the sunlight with a cup of coffee. I am about 50% through Daisy Hates, which I am really enjoying. I think I still prefer the Magnolia Parks narrative, but I'm pretty sure the Daisy Hates Magnolia Parks timelines run parallel, and so it's really nice to get more of like a fuller picture. So yeah, really enjoying that. I'm still listening to One Italian Summer. I'm probably about 40% through. It's okay. I really like Lauren Graham's narration, but yeah, the book is fine. Maybe the second half will be amazing, but yes, right now not totally buying into the hype, but we'll see what happens. So we currently have 1 hour and 17 minutes left on the clock for today. So let's dive in, get reading, and yeah, see where we get to by the end of today. I hate myself because I keep recording pieces, but the mic wasn't turned on. Will I ever learn? No, probably not. It's now 3:15 and I have 30 minutes left in my reading to finish out this little section of swapping my screen time for reading. So I'm gonna sit here comfy and cozy for the next 30 minutes reading Daisy Hates on my Kindle. Then I'm gonna check in, give a little update, and yeah, we'll see where I am what I thought of what I read and what's next. It's 3:53 and I have just finished my final half-hour stint that wraps up this last few days of swapping my screen time for reading. So on Monday we had like 3 hours and 15 minutes, on Tuesday 3 hours and like 24 minutes, and then Wednesdays, which I spread out over Wednesday and Thursday, was 4 hours and 25 minutes. Overall, this was super enjoyable, and despite the fact that I have no issue spending all of that time on my phone, and in fact more every day, I found that setting myself the challenge of reading that much in a day was very intimidating. But overall really enjoyable, especially in a week where I have a much lighter general workload, responsibility load, and have been sick, so I've been able to take a bit more time to care for myself and chill out as well. I'm currently 61% of the way through Daisy Hates. I'm really enjoying it. I still think I prefer the Magnolia and BJ narrative from the first book, but I'm really loving seeing like bits of their story from like another perspective as well, through Christian's POV, and I'm really enjoying seeing kind of this other aspect of this world that Jesse Hastings has built. Things are just starting to ramp up, so I'm really excited to see how this book finishes, and we'll see whether or not it gives me the same like rush to read the next one as finishing the first one did. I'm also 42% of the way through One Italian Summer on audiobook. This, similar to kind of thoughts that I had yesterday, is fine. To be honest, I'm not really getting the huge hype that I think it's had. But yeah, it's just pretty much fine. Probably like a 2.75, 3 stars. No complaints, but probably not that memorable for me. Overall, I have really enjoyed this challenge. Maybe I will try and swap out my screen time for reading or for something else more often. We'll maybe document that journey too. I hope you have enjoyed following this journey with me. As always, you can find me at Kate's Literature on Instagram or somewhere else on the internet.